Hey, everyone. Welcome to Drippy Verse. And just wanted to give a brief market update on where we are, what's flow telling us, what are the catalysts for SPY, is SPY breaking out, what to do. Um, is it time to get calls? Is it time to get puts? What's going on SPY? So I'm gonna do this quickly, and I'm gonna go over a lot of things. So we have a lot of information to process here. So first things first, what an insane move since yesterday. SPY got rejected here, gapped up, and then ripped whole day. So we had a move from 381 to 392, 10-point move, almost 10 points move on SPY within 2 days. So really strong move. But we have seen something like this in bear markets, where we have bear market rallies, where we have something like this here, insane move on SPY here, and then next day breakdown. So insane move here, and then next 2 days breakdown, insane move here, rejection. So I think that looking at the higher time frames here, first, let's look at the weekly risk range based on the options market data on SPY here. So what we can see here on the, when you look at this is the screenshot from Thinkorswim. So you can see plus minus 8.84. This was since last Friday. So this is the weekly risk range based on the options market from last Friday. So when you look at that, since last Friday's close, I mean, this was right here. Last Friday was 384. So the top part of the weekly risk range is 393.93. And we are almost there at the weekly risk range. So do we hit a stop there and then come back down in this range, or do we break out of that? Keep in mind, if we do break out of that weekly risk range, we can see a massive move and fill this gap. So 394 to 394 is the level to watch on SPY. Can we close above it? Can we continue this momentum to the upside? RSI here looks strong. RSI is on a resistance here. RSI 55, we have gotten rejected here a couple times. And if you look at the 30-minute chart for SPY, we are definitely overbought. So here overbought, we got sold in next couple days. Overbought here, we got sold. So we are getting to the overbought here, and there's a RSI divergence forming here on SPY on 30 minutes. So there's a chance we might see a pullback, so does it hold the 390 support? And to the downside, weekly risk range is all the way back, from the Friday's close. So 8 point down from Friday's close would be somewhere 8 points down would be somewhere around 376. So these are technicals with respect to options data. Now look at some SPX chart here. Let's do some brief technical analysis on this one. So when you look at SPX, we have this breakout here, but volume is not much. There is not much volume. The dip by day we had big volume, but since then the volume is kind of below average, around average, I would say, on SPY. So that is a bit concerning. But we have seen rallies even on low volume, like some similar to this. So not something to discount, but it's not really that important right now. The catalysts are super important. So let's look at this SPY. We had this sell off here, and we had triple bottom here, broke out, and we have a massive rally. Triple bottom here, broke out, massive rally, 7% here, almost 9% here. Now we are here at a triple bottom. You can say that we are holding this level here on a closing basis, on a weekly closing basis. This is a triple bottom, 3700 level. So do we break out? And another 7% rally from here on SPY puts us back around the key resistance area here. 6% here would be 6 to 7% would roughly be around this 420 on SPX. So 4200 on SPX, 420 on SPY. So can we break out of this level? Very, very key level on SPY. um, let's let's look at something else here as well. Let's look at some key things here. So let's go to the lower time frame here, 4-hour chart. So when you go through the 4-hour chart here, you can see we are back in the supply area, rejected, rejected. Now we are back here. So usually third time we do get rejection, but market is so strong. Let's see what happens. My eyes are on this support area as well, around 3900. Does 3900 hold or not? If it doesn't hold, we could fill these gaps here. These are daily gaps. So if we do fail, those are things can get nasty real quick, because there will be a fail breakout. And these are the levels to watch. And then on the upside, 3982 is a key level, because that's the level where we have the weekly like EMAs. So let's look at some EMAs as well. So we are above the 9 EMA on the week so far. Daily, we just closed above the 50 EMA on the daily. We haven't done that in a while on daily. Got rejected since that big rejection candle there. And even then we were up briefly for a couple days, and then FOMC came and then we dumped. So can we do something similar? We go here, retest this 3980, and then we start to dump. Either way, very, very crucial week for SPY in general, and crucial chart here for SPX, SPY. And let's take a look at BTC, the risk assets here. Now BTC did break above the key level, key resistance here, 22,500, but does it hold? Because if it drips, I mean, this can fill this gap and get rejected. I mean, on the weekly time frame, we are still below the major trend lines, and we are so extended to the downside that even a rip off, let's say until 28,000, will still be a consolidation on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is making move higher, but it's not bullish. I mean, by no means this is bullish, right? It's just consolidating in this range. And let's look at our favorite Dixie. Now dollar, I believe this is why SPY is rallying, because dollar is pulling back. So everyone is like, okay, dollar's pulling back, so everything, we might see a rally on the indexes, bond market, commodities, and everything. So let's watch dollar here. Dollar is approaching the support level here. Let's see if it holds this right here around 105. And if it breaks below 105, I mean, by no means dollar is weak, right? Dollar is still in this bullish, very bullish move up. And we have some important economic central bank, European Central Bank will release the dates on Thursday. Japan will release the date on Thursday. So those can move dollar up again if they have a drastic increase in the interest rates. Apart from that, major catalyst for the stock market, what will move the market is Tesla earnings tomorrow. All eyes on Tesla, 20th of July, after hours. Tesla, the big one. When we look at the anticipated earnings here, Tesla is the big one tomorrow after hours. Netflix did beat the earnings. Revenue was lower. So Netflix was up, but Netflix was also way oversold. So any good news, even average news was considered good news. But we have some big earnings, ABOT, Tesla, and then next week we have, then upcoming in the week we have Verizon. Twitter earnings will be interesting to see what happens for Twitter, irrespective whether Twitter, beats the case or not. Earnings for Twitter is not looking good with all the things which are going on and layoffs. Then we have the big one, Google, Starbucks, McDonald's, KO, Microsoft on Tuesday, which is next week. So we still have time. So, but we have some major catalysts coming soon with respect to earnings. So for Tesla flow, I searched there's nothing really mixed. So let's look at some flow for some of the earnings, right? So let's look at QQQ. So I wanted to see if what's the flow telling us, like what is the option market pricing for the upcoming like tomorrow and such and such. So when I sort by time here, you can see there is some bearish activity and bullish. So when you look at this here, these are single leg orders, some are multi-leg. So it's kind of mixed, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish. When you open the chart here, it is 60% bearish, so we are leaning bearish here, but 300 call has a lot of open interest, and 295 puts have a lot of open interest. So we could see price in between that range. And let's look at SPY. SPY is very similar here. There were some big orders into the close. We can see they're buying some time, but 380, 385 puts. So a lot of puts on SPY, but not really big orders, which I'm talking about is millions of dollars on SPY. When we sort by premium here, we have some bullish orders into the close. At 2 o'clock, we had this single leg volume greater than open interest 405 call expiring next week, expiring in 13 days. And then this was a sweep and another sweep at 12 o'clock. But then again, there's bearish flow when we sort by time. So mixed flow for SPY and QQQ. But look at this, SPY into the close, bearish flow coming in. And then we have some 420 calls. So kind of mixed. When we look at the net premium, SPY again 73% bearish with 392 put, 385 put, 380 put. So they're buying time with these puts, but they are buying puts. Puts are heavy on SPY. You can see the net premium here is 80% put premium, and volume is more heavier on the skewed towards the put. So they're buying time, but they're still leaning bearish. So short term, it's hard to say what's gonna happen. Let's look at IWM. IWM has a majority bearish flow here. When we sort it by the time here, you can see a lot of bearish orders. And then when we sort it by premium, you can see much more clearly a lot of bearish orders on IWM, single leg orders, multi-leg orders, bearish, bearish, bearish. And when you look at the chart, net premium 90% bearish, and 169 puts, 177 puts. Again, buying time. They're buying time, but still buying puts on them. So with respect to flow, IWM seems to be leading right now. So I don't know. I think that market is, expecting IWM to start to see sell off, since it's approaching this resistance cluster here. So right here, right at the resistance area. So do we see it sell off here? Do we see it break out? That's the question, right? And options market for IWM is pricing sell off, but we'll see. They might sell these puts tomorrow. And let's talk about some other things which I notice in the market. Let's say market does break out tomorrow, right? Apart from the earnings catalyst, we have Meta earning coming tomorrow, coming this week. I believe it's 27, so it's next week. And Meta just broke out of this range here with the solid close. The weekly squeeze fired, and Meta has really bullish flow. So if market tomorrow decides to run, Meta is on my list. Look at this flow for Meta. They're just buying calls, 200 calls, 200 strike, 231 days. I mean, look at this net flow here, almost 86% bullish, and 200 strike, and expiration is 19th of August 2022, the majority. So 200 strike for 19th of August seems to be the one which has a lot of activity. So definitely watching Meta tomorrow. And then there's some interesting ones I found was Snapchat. When you look at Snapchat here, and when you disable, this thing. Sometimes this happens. Let's try again. Sort by premium. Oh, it's not recognizing. Okay, there we go. So Snapchat had something weird going on here. So when you start by premium for Snapchat, you can see they're buying in the money puts, and these are big orders, 23 million floor order and 18 million. So are they shorting Snapchat by buying in the money, deep in the money puts right around close? So again, Snapchat earnings are coming soon. These are still a lot of time on them, but interesting nonetheless. And Apple didn't move much. And Apple had a lot of bearish flow as well. Heavy bearish flow in the money puts, out of money puts for 140 put. So overall, I think with Apple being the leader, we'll see what happens. But so I'm watching Meta tomorrow to see what happens. And then another one to watch is Roblox. Roblox has some crazy volume going on. I mean, look at this accumulation going on Roblox. So Roblox been holding its 20-day moving average really well. And another stock to keep in mind above the 9-day moving average here. Way above the other names. So it could move all the way till $50 here in a couple of days. Low volume accumulation, something like Mara. Mara had something similar going on where we had low volume days here, 3-4 days, and then boom, what a big day for Mara. It was on my watch list, but didn't trade it. And big move on SPY today. Not a lot of pullback. Could be short covering, but we cannot say for sure that what's going to happen tomorrow. We don't know that, but this is a comprehensive view. I think we have a lot of catalysts coming for SPY and SPX. So that's going to basically tell us where the market is going. And very, very key level, if we break above, let's say 395, 400 is in play. Break above 400, 420 is in play. And then we could even tap the daily 200 once it starts to flatten out. We'll see what happens, but we have seen these rallies in the past. So be careful. We have to be very, very tactical during this time. And we have to just rely on the price action. Very hard to swing anything in this market. Another thing I want to point out is the VIX is actually holding this daily 200 right now, and looks like VIX might create another bottom here with FOMC coming next week. We might see VIX sell off, and then next week we start to see VIX rally. If that happens, bad for the market. So either way, a lot of interesting things going on in the market. What a massive move for bulls today. Bulls had it today, so I gotta give it to bulls, and tomorrow we'll see what happens. I mean, we could consolidate weekly risk range 393.93, that's the key level, 394, around that. So if you break above that and close above that, bullish. All right, so that's all I have for today, folks. If you like the video, if you like the content, make sure to subscribe and like the video. Appreciate all the help. Thank you so much.